You know what? I was thinking about an episode of Chef's Table I watched last night. It took me down a delicious rabbit hole of exploring vineyards, and now guess what? I actually ended up visiting a vineyard today. Now that's something we should definitely tick off our dream destination list, right? I spent the day at this secluded vineyard in Santorini. It was an incredible experience. I learned all about the process of grape harvest. There's so much more nuance going on than just picking grapes off a vine, you know? The time, the weather, the ripeness, all these factors come into play to create unique flavors. And the hard-working people there, their love and dedication for what they do, it's just amazing. I guess it's like how we bartenders feel about our cocktails. The respect for the process and the ingredients has always been a key aspect of what I love about mixology. Oh, by the way, there's this fantastic white grape wine called Assyrtiko I discovered. It's usually used to make dry and dessert wines. But I was thinking, why not try it in a cocktail? Imagine the possibilities, right? I can already sense a new recipe brewing in my mind. I caught up with Hannah, Ming, and Yuna today and shared this little adventure with them. They were thrilled, especially about tasting a cocktail made with Assyrtiko. Speaking of which, Ming has added trying Evelyn's Assyrtiko cocktail to her bucket list. Which, let's be honest, is quite long at this point, thanks to all the cocktail tasting and testing we've done. We also ended up planning a cozy movie night for this Sunday. Remember the farewell? Hannah mentioned it again today, and we all agreed it's high time for another movie night. Let's just hope I won't be sobbing into my popcorn this time. Oh, and Sophie. Remember her? She cracked me up today with her usual crazy ideas. She wants to host a literature-themed cocktail night with everyone. Now that's something right up her alley. Could be fun. Imagine sipping our cocktails and discussing poetry at the same time. That's an idea I can surely raise a glass to. Sounds like this has been quite an adventurous day, even for me. Haha. I feel so inspired. Can't wait to experiment with the new flavors I've discovered today and the stories I've heard from the people in the vineyard. But before that, I've got cocktails to concoct and a dinner shift to handle. Let's catch up soon, okay? You wouldn't believe it, but my wandering feet led me to a tranquil tea plantation today. Tucked away in the little explored suburbs of Seoul, this place was an absolute gem. It felt like an oasis amid the city hubbub, you know? I stood there, soaking in the peace and tranquility, letting it seep into my soul. And everywhere I looked, all I saw were the vibrant tea leaves gently dancing in the breeze, as if they were whispering their stories. It was such a soulful experience, I felt like I had uncovered a treasure. Who would have thought we had this little pocket of serenity right in our backyard, huh? Hannah, Ming, and Yuna seemed equally excited when I mentioned it in our chat. We even considered making it our next weekend trip. In other news, Yuna discovered Butterbeer at a small cafe. Yes, like the one from Harry Potter. She says it is heavenly, so that's another thing to add to our culinary adventures list. Speaking of drinks, I was thinking, can you imagine serving cocktails in a tea plantation? I wonder how I can embody this tranquility into a cocktail. Maybe a white tea spritzer? A green tea gin? I can see the recipe inspirations are already flowing. Remember our girl Sophie? She popped up with yet another of her fascinating ideas. Now she's proposing for a literature-themed cocktail night, bless her. Imagine sipping on our fancy drinks while debating poetry. That's going straight into our event bucket list for sure. By the way, Ming finally has started her chess lessons, and Hannah is busy putting the finishing touches on her latest pottery masterpiece. As for me, the prospect of this tea-infused cocktail experiment has left me rather excited. I might even infuse some teas tomorrow and start my experiments. Oh, my life! Somehow it always comes back to being around drinks, doesn't it? But hey, just to be clear, I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, speaking of drinks, the bar won't tend itself. Time to get back to my concoctions and spread some liquid joy. Let's catch up later, okay? So, I'm sure you all remember my aspirational little dream to have my own cocktail bar. Well, today, instead of just dreaming about it, I decided to take my first step towards making it a reality. There I was, pen and paper in hand, scratching my head over what to include in my cocktail menu. This was no ordinary menu, mind you. This was going to be my menu. Can you even imagine the gravity of it all? As I was shaping my thoughts into ideas and then into actual menu items, Marcus walked in. Now, you know his kitchen wizardry, right? So I bounced off some ideas with him and bang, we ended up having this amazing collaboration session right there. His insights were invaluable, really. Some of his innovative culinary techniques were so spot on to pair with my mixology, it's a whole new level of pairings. Speaking of pairings, remember that wine I stumbled upon in the vineyard trip? The white grape one. What was it? Assyrtiko? Yes, that one. I'm thinking of creating a cocktail with that. A dry yet flavorful cocktail with the undernotes of the rich, sun-drenched grapes of Assyrtiko. Intriguing, isn't it? Now you know for sure it's not just a pipe dream anymore. It's all getting real. Well, in my head at least. And real it was in our chat today. You should have seen Hana, Ming, and Yuna. They were seriously over the moon when I told them about my menu coming together. Hana, in her all-charming enthusiasm, is already foreseeing the celebrity nights at my bar. Ming, on the other hand, is all ready to be my first-hand critic, haha. And Yuna, she's not leaving any chance to pull my leg over it. It was such a hearty chat, reminded me how lucky I am to have these goofballs around. And we decided on this Sunday's movie night as well. It's apparently going to be a rom-com night with The Proposal. The girls are all excited. They are even planning on some themed munchies for the night. Yuna with her chocolate chip cookies and Hana promising us some popcorn. You know what? I think I might make it extra special. How about a special batch of cocktails thrown in the mix? Maybe even a sneak peek from my future menu, perhaps. And if I do so, I would definitely want your opinion as well. So, should I add a cocktail tasting along at our movie night? What do you say, buddy?